Welcome to another episode of the Black Excellence Club podcast. Today I have with me Nadanja Bailey. Do you mind introducing yourself for everyone?
Yeah. Hi, how you doing? My name is Nadanja Bailey. And yes, I am black. And no, I'm not a criminal.
As one way to put it, why would you say that you're not a criminal? Why are
Nah,
you making that
like
out?
there was a shirt that I had years ago, and it said exactly that. Yes, I am black with a check mark,
Mm-hmm.
and then it says no, I'm not a criminal with another check mark.
Hmm.
Because depending on where you live, there are people that are just afraid of your skin.
That is very true.
I turn on my TV and look at the news, and
Mm-hmm.
there's happening.
Yes.
Staying away from the states, but I'm sorry. Mm-mm.
It's it is you do have to think twice before you do it. Especially if you're gonna rent a car too. 'Cause it's like I'm not trying to be caught driving while black, because that's a serious thing
Yeah,
out there.
I
Whether
thought about that.
whether you're a woman or you're a man at this point, it don't matter.
All right, Uber it is.
Exactly.
Uber, Lyft, taxi, whatever.
Have everyone else take me around. But tell us a little bit about yourself. What you do.
Well, I I work at Barrett's right now,
Okay.
right? I do accounts receivable, so anybody who owes money, you can get a call from me or email. So if you know you owe, just pay. I'm gonna call you. That's what I do to keep the bills paid. Still drive taxi part time.
Mhm.
Um, Outside of that, my life is so busy. I took on karaoke. This lady says, "Hey, do you do karaoke?" I was like, "Nah," and she said, "You should get into it."
As hosting it or
Just doing it.
oh,
Yeah, hosting it.
okay.
So I was like, "Nah." Then about a year later, she calls again. "You doing karaoke yet?" And I was like, "Let me call you back in 15 minutes." Google what's involved and whatnot, and
Right.
then called her back and say, "Yeah, I do karaoke." And it's pretty simple. It's buying software and making sure you got the right equipment from your laptop, HDMI to a TV,
Mhm.
boom, going,
Right.
and then just have decent speakers and decent mics.
And where you doing this to?
I do it once a month right now at Leopards Club, Anchor Restaurant, and Coconut Rock.
Okay, nice.
So yeah,
So that keeps you
I
busy.
get around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cause we met when I was working at Southampton Princess. It was
Mhm.
one of the part-time bartenders, something like that, right?
Mhm.
So, what would you say your? Because to me, I feel like you've always been an entrepreneur. 'Cause you always just kept one little job that pays most of your bills, but then you do everything else to to do
Yeah.
what you want, basically.
Yeah, you gotta be
From the
smart.
conversations that we was having back then, it's like I'm just here, get my insurance, get this, and everything else is
Yeah.
just living life, having fun.
I will say insurance is important,
It
and
is.
my parents taught me that at a young age. So working at the hotel and doing the hours that I was doing was I could sacrifice the shifts
Mhm.
just to have insurance and
Right.
driving taxi full time. Because when
Right.
you're self-employed, your insurance is through the roof.
Right.
So I wasn't trying to do that. I'm like, I got somebody else pay for that insurance, and it was good insurance. Talk
Mhm.
about dental, medical, copay from Fremont Days. Chief, my copay for a physical was like probably $10 or $20,
Yeah.
if that.
They really had a good insurance
Other
man.
people who don't work for a company like that, yeah, your copay could be as high as $200.
It's crazy.
I heard the horror stories. Mm-mm.
I guess I'm just been blessed to work for companies that have good insurance plans.
Yes,
Cause
amen.
I've
That's all
never
I want
had.
to know. What's your insurance plan like? That's the first thing I want to know in the interview.
You need to know what your
What is the
coverage is.
copay? Because if
Yeah.
you're gonna pay me pennies,
Mhm.
and then I got a physical every year around
Right.
my birthday, and if that's gonna cost me $200, that means I have to save, you know,
To,
$20 or $15 every paycheck,
mhm.
so that
So you can
I
pay
could
for it.
save for it, and then I'm got it.
Right.
Because if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, that's gonna hurt. That two
Yeah.
hundred dollars gonna hurt.
It is. That's for
Ain't nothing
sure.
hurting me. Mm-mm.
So what are you? What would you say you're known for in Bermuda?
Um, Comedy, I would
Okay.
say, just performing. MC. Yeah. I've had a good run, you know. And I look back on my life in Bermuda, entertaining in Bermuda, and the things that I've done and accomplished. I'm very fortunate
Mm-hmm.
to have been awarded those opportunities and succeeded at it where I got asked to come back. So, for example, I used to host on they called it the Onion Stage for the Bermuda Music Festival.
Okay.
You know, that used to bring in some major artists, and the last big one was when Beyonce came, Alicia Keys, Steve Harvey was the host. So I got to host with Steve Harvey
Mm-hmm.
at the beach at Southampton Princess Beach. You know, and yeah, like those are times that I'll never forget. You know, I got
Right.
to introduce Kenny Rogers. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't know if you know Kenny Rogers.
Mm-mm.
What? Look, Google a song Kenny Rogers "Lady." It was written by Lionel Richie, but
Mm.
sung by Kenny Rogers.
Okay.
So a little country singer.
Okay.
But you know, he came down. The last one was him, Quincy Jones. I shared the stage with Chris Tucker. So like, if I wasn't nobody in Bermuda, I wouldn't be awarded these opportunities. So
Exactly.
I'm grateful.
Yeah.
You know. So now what I would like to do again, but I still feel like Bermuda is my own Hollywood.
Mm.
You know, there was a time that I wanted to leave Bermuda and go and be in movies and stuff, and it's so much red tape, you know, because I'm not an American,
Right.
and so my connections wasn't that great.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, you know what? Well, I'm gonna just stay in Bermuda and just make this my own Hollywood.
Okay.
And
And you've done
I've
exactly
done
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm happy with the things that I've done.
Right.
You know, and I can look back and just say, I did that. I ain't gotta do that no more. But if they
Mm-hmm.
ask me, I'll do it.
Right.
You know, like doing commercials with my sister for 24th of May,
Mm-hmm.
Norman and Sia. Those are funny. You know,
Yeah.
there's one circulating now for cut match with
Right. I saw that one.
the Tag Day one. You know, yeah. So, and that commercial is probably at least 10 years old. Easy,
Seriously?
easy 10 years
You mean the
old.
one with the little animation that's going around right
No,
now?
not the animation. The one where we're in Linda shopping.
Oh yeah, that one's old.
That one with the red and blue
I think I'm seeing that one. Yeah.
tag and the blue and blue tag, and yeah, that's old, old, no old, and it still plays
That's
every
probably
year.
that's probably when they first started doing commercials for Cup Match. What do you think?
Probably,
Yeah.
probably is old. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
That's funny.
so I'm grateful that stuff like that can circulate, and even the ones for 24th of May. The last one we did was done at the flagpole when the premier at the time, David Burke, canceled the parade. And so we did a
This is
commercial.
during COVID.
This is during COVID.
Yeah.
He said, nah, we're not having a parade. And so
Hmm.
we still did a commercial just to give people some humor.
Something. Right. I remember that one too.
And that's all paid for by government. So thank you, Bermuda government, for hiring myself and my sister to keep the Bermuda public laughing. Keep them
Most
entertained.
definitely. But I feel like that's what you've made a name for, really, of being Bermuda's comedian type thing, in a sense.
Yeah, I'll take it. You
Yeah.
know, I don't never want to be labeled as number one or anything. I
Right.
never want that. It's too much pressure to be number
Mm.
one. Just be good at your own craft. If that's
Right.
anything I can tell anybody, no matter what you do, if you're a carpenter, don't look to be the best carpenter. Just hone in on your own craft and
Mhm.
just be the best at it.
Right.
Forget numbers.
Yeah, I
Numbers
agree
will
with that.
put pressure on you.
And it'll make you it would also discourage you too. Because if you're so set on being number one and then you fall to number five, like, oh man, I didn't do
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
So
You
it'll
develop this
it'll
thing
affect
called
you.
low self-esteem.
Yeah, that can definitely
Yeah.
affect you in the long run. So tell us a bit about some of the shows you've put on in the past.
Shows I've put on in the past.
So now you do
So
that.
my very first show was a tribute to my idol Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
That was in 1997.
Mercy.
I know because I turned 21 that year,
You were old.
and yeah, I am. I'm pretty old.
I was two in '97. Mercy. All right.
You was 2 in 97.
Yeah.
Have mercy.
So 21, you putting on your first show.
First show, and it was he in his first stand up he wore red, which was called Delirious, and then the one one that followed that, which was maybe a year or two later, was Raw, where he wore purple.
Mhm.
So I wore black, but I wore a wig because Eddie didn't get no close haircut like me. Like I don't know if he knew about outline or whatever, but you know he older than us
Right.
clearly. So I had this wig, and it was a close haircut wig,
Mhm.
and I came out and yeah, man, I don't know. I went through this phase of like I felt like I had to curse.
Hmm. To be funny.
Yeah, and that was because that's what he did. That's what
Mhm.
I saw.
Right.
And then you see somebody like Sinbad and Bill Cosby. These guys don't curse,
Mhm.
but I didn't want to be that comic.
Right.
I wanted to be Eddie Murphy. I'm cursing. Until I did a show at for Bootsy at Club 40, and I'll never forget. I know I'm cursing, 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 and I come and the people's laughing, but I come off stage and this guy says to me, Bermudian guy says, "Hey, listen, man, have you ever tried not cursing? Because I think you're naturally funny. I look at you and I laugh, and so you should try it." And I said, I actually took offense to that,
Hmm.
but then I tried it, and then I started to get work in these schools.
Okay.
People used to ask, "Can you come talk to your school and can you give some clean comedy?" I'm
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, I can do clean comedy." And so I remember who the guy is. I haven't thanked him, but I think I will now and just say he probably helped me to be where I am today, to
Right.
be um, diverse.
Right.
So if it's a club setting and all adults, yes, I'm cursing.
Mhm.
But if it's a church, I've even been asked to do comedy at church. I have. And I had to really think about it, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna just do my material, but I'm gonna do it without cursing.
Right.
And I don't talk about Jesus because I believe in God, so I'm not talking about nothing in the Bible.
Mhm.
That's I stay away from everything in the Bible because I'm a
Okay.
believer, and ain't not gonna send no lightning down or strike me down or nothing like that. So I keep it clean, clean when it comes to that. But anyway, other shows. So that was my first show. Then I wrote my first play, which was entitled "Listen to Your Mama," because my mama used to always say to me, "You better listen to me, boy." And
Mhm.
so I said, "I'm gonna write a play called Listen to Your Mama," and so that was a success. Brought that back twice. Then years later, formed Two Fools with Ja.
Mhm.
That ran for 10 years. That was skit comedy.
What was
Um,
that too?
that was mainly at City. We done all those shows at City Hall. So
Okay.
we would imitate different people. At the end of each show, we did a clash. It was called Clash of the Soul Man,
Mhm.
and we did Patti LaBelle and Whitney Houston. Then we did Battle of the Blind Man, so it was Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder. Then we did the Battle of the Scream. No, I just said that already. The Battle of the Screaming Divas was Patti LaBelle and Whitney Houston,
Hmm.
and I think it was one more. I can't remember. Oh, we did Michael Jackson and James Brown.
Okay.
So basically that was just their songs would play and we would just lip sing them. And
Hmm.
if they were a dancer, we danced like them. So I
Okay.
was Michael Jackson and John looks more like James Brown, so he had to be James Brown. I don't look like Michael, but I can moonwalk.
Okay. Fair enough. That's nice. Cause so basically you're saying that you've been putting on shows or plays for a period of time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been in many plays written by local playwrights. Patrice Frith Hayward. Been in two of her plays. And if it was any play that I was casted in, would be by Patricia Pugs and Nesbitt.
Okay.
Where she was the one who created uh, Norman and Sia,
Which
which
are the
was
characters that you play
characters
now?
that we play in the skits
Hmm.
that we did for like May 24th. Um, and those just became household names. Like even today, some people will call me Norman, or they'll call me Normie,
Hmm.
because I don't like Normie because my name is Norman.
Hmm.
Don't call me Normie because his character is a flamboyant hairstylist
Mhm.
in all these shows. So he'll dress flamboyant, he'll speak flamboyant,
Mhm.
but yeah, don't call me Normie. And Sia, my sister, in the show and sister in real life, she always used to say Normie, what we're gonna do today? And I'll be like, hey, don't call me Normie. I don't like it. My name is Norman. Norman. I'm a man. You know, so everybody used to like that. You know, I see people on the street. They be like, I'm a man. I'll be like, look, leave me alone.
Ah, that's funny.
So, you know, but yeah, but all those shows are pretty much dead now. Um, and so now today, I do two comedy shows a year where I'll bring in comedians. My
Hmm.
birthday is in September, so every year on my birthday, because I'm a comedian and I'm an entertainer,
Hmm.
the way I like to celebrate my birthday is to have a comedy show. And, you know, people come out for a laugh. Everybody likes comedy.
Right.
So, you know, that show is always successful. And then I just do one in April. And, yeah, man, people, you know, if you like a little laugh,
Right.
people come out, you know.
So, what would you say the arts is like from back then to now? Like
Back
when it
then, it was,
comes to having these shows and stuff like
oh,
that.
back then it was so much more
Hmm.
to do, you know. The Road Show was out, you know, which is where two characters, again, Patricia Fox and Nesbitt, casted for me and Jar, where we played these two uh, drunk characters, Seal and Doors. So
Hmm.
I drank Doors white label whiskey, and Jar drank Gosling's Black Seal rum.
Hmm.
So he was Seal and I was Doors, and we acted like, you know, these drunk characters.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so it was, and that would became household names as well. But to answer your question, it's really changed. You know, singers had more of an opportunity back then. Lady Tyson got her start and her name way back then, and she is what she is today. Um, Sia Spence, Shanice Fox, oh man, Twane Butterfield. The list goes on. I'm probably gonna forget some names, but we had
Right.
so much. We even had Teen Services had a talent show
Hmm.
which used to be packed, and
Right.
I'm talking dancers, singers. I was the only comic back then, so I won
In
division
comedy.
every year. So they would give you won the Teen Services out the Teen Services talent show in this category. So it'd be
Hmm.
singing, rapping. Rapping was real big back in the day.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, man. So entertainment in Bermuda has changed. Bermuda is so focused on international business, and it's not so much on entertainment anymore.
Right.
You know, it's entertainment has fallen by the wayside. So I'm grateful for those dance groups that are still out there doing it, um, and trying to keep dance alive.
Right.
Because not everybody is gonna be an actuary or work in the reinsurance industry or want to
Hmm.
be a doctor. Some people are just naturally gifted to do natural talents. Like,
Right.
you can learn how to dance, but if you can dance, that's natural.
Yeah. I agree.
Some things are just natural for people, and those are gifts. So
Hmm.
if you know that you have a gift, I encourage people to just, hey man, focus in on your gift.
Right.
If your gift is to be a barber, then cut hair.
Exactly.
If your gift is to be a painter, paint. And I'm not talking about paint a house or whatever. Like paint,
Be an
be the
artist.
next Picasso.
Right. That's so. Would you say it's like? 'Cause I feel like there was always something to go to when I was little, but
Yeah,
now it's like every once in a
yeah.
blue moon. So do you think that's hurting our community, or
Oh, for
is
sure,
it better?
definitely, definitely. You know, like I think there really needs to be a games room. As a child, there's nothing for a child to do. When
Mm.
I was growing up, you would find me at Game World.
What was that?
That was downstairs of Club 40, the ice cream parlor there now. Right on Front Street, next to Docksiders,
Or we're psst, yes, no,
whatever it's called.
yeah, that.
Yeah, that. But, you know,
Right, because I remember it was double. Was it what was it
it
called?
was Double Dip
Yeah,
after that,
double
you
dip.
know.
Yeah,
But that was a games room.
yeah.
Good. It
Okay.
was massive.
Hmm.
Now, we had tons of games rooms back in the day. We had another one on Front Street, one on Queen Street across from KFC. Spark has opened up later. Um, it was so much for me as a young boy growing up in Bermuda to do.
Wow.
I spent all my mama's change. She couldn't leave change nowhere because it was mine.
Right. That's interesting because the only games room that I can recall is the one in Dockyard
Right.
and South P, if you will consider that a games room.
Downstairs.
Yes,
Right.
downstairs.
They had a
Those were
nice.
the only games rooms that I experienced as a
Yeah.
child in Bermuda.
They had a nice one at Castle Harbor.
Hmm.
Well, Tucker's Point's there now.
Yeah.
I know you don't remember that, but I
I
was
know
never
that's what
there.
they call it, Castle Harbor,
I was
because that's
never
what
there.
it's called.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, it's.
So yeah,
I feel like.
times are changing. I get it. Not things are just not gonna stay the same.
Right.
You know, even our parents, which would be our grandparents, they have seen more than enough things and changes
Mm-hmm.
than what we see now.
Right.
You know, like the cost of a house was so much cheaper back then,
Telling you.
whereas the cost of a house now is so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not in a position to buy your own house, but your parents have a house, my advice to you today is be nice to your parents so that you can inherit. And if you got more than one brother or sister, you better be nicer than them. Show up with a loaf of bread, some eggs. What is it? Loaf of bread, some eggs, some milk, and a stick of butter. I probably said it wrong, but there's 4 things. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Survive off of that.
That is true. You can do every and anything with
And
this.
the butter. It's good, that bread. That's a little tea.
Ovaltine, taking it back.
In the winter time, Ovaltine, man. Good for you.
Yes, Ovaltine is definitely good. What else can I say? What do you think about the housing market in Bermuda?
It's ridiculous.
You think everything's overpriced?
Definitely overpriced. Definitely overpriced. You know, Bermuda, I don't know why the prices have to be so high when you look at other places and destinations around the world. America, in that sense, you know, you can go to Atlanta and buy a house with a double garage, a 3-bedroom house for $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
A double garage. You're getting a house in Bermuda with no garage, and you gotta pay $800,000.
Yeah. Literally. And then like.
And you ain't got no water view. Get me started. You got houses on Middle Road priced that high.
Yeah.
But we get penalized because you can see the water. If your house is, if you can see the water, just because you can see the water, it adds more value to your house.
Yeah.
That's not your fault.
Exactly.
Hey.
Well, literally surrounded by water, so
Exactly.
that shouldn't be. If you was in the States, yes, because you're not seeing water all the time. But here, we're literally surrounded by water.
Yeah.
We're only so wide. So why am I paying an extra $100,000 because I can see the ocean? I can't get to it from my house.
Somebody's making
You
money.
know, it's absolutely crazy. I feel like, especially because I was looking at buying a house at one point, and for me as a single person, I can only get up to 400,000,
Okay.
which isn't anything here.
And then
And because with 400,000, okay, you can find a 2-bedroom cottage or something like that, but that's in horrible condition. So
so you still gotta fix it up.
yes, you still have to. Yes,
Oh,
you still
yeah.
got to do the plumbing. The electrical's most likely not up to
Mhm.
date. You're gonna need new bathrooms, new cabinets, new everything. So that adds on another 200,000 to what the price is. And like, well,
And then to really enjoy the house, you have to, you don't get a chance to do it because you still gotta pay that money back.
mm-hmm.
So whether they want anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000 a month, you gotta work 2 and 3 jobs.
Yep, to pay
Easy.
that. To try to pay that, I should say, not to pay it, but to
Yeah.
try and pay that because you don't even get paid that much in Bermuda.
Yeah.
And then you still gotta pay your electricity bill, your water if you
Well,
need
leave your
water.
lights off
Like
for a
leave.
year and just have candles. And hopefully your house has windows and just keep those open in the day, you know, so you get natural sunlight. And I mean, it's funny, but you know,
It's what people
it's
do.
really difficult times, and
Yep.
you have to really think like that in order just to save a dollar.
Yeah,
Because
because
everybody
it's
makes money. If it's anybody who makes decent money, it's probably Belco. Because everybody needs electricity.
mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta charge your phone. You gotta, you know, so hey.
Telling you, when I buy a house, it's gonna be off grid. Balco's not gonna like me. It's gonna be self sustainable in Bermuda. I don't need no connection to nobody's grid. Got my solar panels. Because even people with solar panels, they sell half of the energy back to Balco. You know that, right?
No.
Most people with solar panels on the house, Balco pays them for the power. that they generate. So it's like, if that's the case, I will pay the money to get these big batteries to hold my own
Mm.
electricity, so I don't have to touch your grid at all. I don't even want you to. You're not even gonna know where my house is, Balko. Simple. You're not gonna have anything for me to pay you because that takes out the biggest expense there is. So even though I'm got this upfront investment of these batteries, I'm never paying you a red cent. So your tank's still underneath the ground, so you're still catching in water. Different things like. I mean, I feel like if Bermudians really went that route or took the chance to go that route, Belco can easily go out of business because there are other ways to sustain energy.
Are you trying to put Balco out of business?
Listen, all this pollution they're doing is it's okay. It's okay.
I'm not trying to put nobody out of business.
I'm not saying out of business, but you're just not gonna get my money.
Okay, cool.
But I also feel that there should be another electrical company here that uses all solar panel or all what's the word off grid power. Because we're surrounded by ocean. All you have to do is put those water turbine things in, and the current of the water generates energy.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't that in effect? Why are we still using this, not outdated, but this system that's been there for who knows how long? I don't know. That's just my take on electricity.
I think you should be an activist.
Or activist.
Yeah, like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, female. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of paying Belco.
I am, bro. Tired of these house prices. I'm tired of everything here. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people don't have the opportunity or the ability to go elsewhere. I feel like a lot of people are stuck here in our system. And some people try to get to the UK because we can't just up and move to the UK. But it's still the same situation. You can't get anywhere with whatever you're doing. And I think that's just horrible. But yeah, that to me is just like, ugh, get me out of this situation. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm here for my island. I don't think I'll throw my island away, but I think I might take a break and then come back
Yeah.
and be on my activist, as you say.
No, Bermuda's a beautiful place. I would like
Yes.
for. I think I've always said that everybody around the world, if you can afford it, that they should come to Bermuda. Most people um, come to Bermuda by cruise ship because it's cheaper. You
Mhm.
don't have to fly. You don't have to pay for a hotel. You come by cruise.
And you have
Everything's
free
paid
food.
for,
Yep.
and your food's included.
Mhm.
That's it. There's cruise ships are good in that sense.
Yeah.
For us, they're not so good because we have to always catch a plane to get on a cruise boat
Mhm.
unless we're gonna board one in Bermuda.
Right.
So for the average American, I know people who come here every other year by cruise
Mm.
because they love this place.
Right.
They're only here for 2 days, but they take advantage of it. They go to the beach, they have their favorite restaurant, and they get back on, and then hey, they head back.
Right.
It's a hotel on water.
It literally is.
I like a cruise.
No, never been on one yet.
Never been on one.
I'm getting there soon.
Go. You like reggae? Not really.
I'm
You're
not.
a Rastaman?
I'm not a party person.
I'm a Rastaman. See me? I'm a real Rastaman. You don't have to be dread to be Rasta.
I agree.
It's not a dreadlock team. Never. But yeah, so they what's popular today are
It's the soca and the reggae
the
cruise.
music cruises.
Yeah.
Right? Not just soca and reggae. They have the soul cruise. They have Motown. They have all these cruises, so that you can
Okay.
find one within the genre of music that you like. I'm pretty sure they have a country one. You
Okay.
look like you like country music,
I listen to everything.
just not reggae.
I didn't say it. You said, am I a reggae person? I listen to everything. I'm not just straight up. Oh, I only listen to reggae,
Right.
but I listen to a little bit of everything.
But yeah, so those cruises are really, really nice because you get to see at least 5 artists a night
Hmm.
for a 6 day cruise.
Right.
And all you gotta do is show up,
Literally.
and they give you a nice payment plan.
Mhm.
Like if it costs you 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever 4,000, but that's double occupancy now.
Mhm.
You pay that off in 8 months.
Right.
Payments are not that high.
Yeah.
Try it. You say you never done it. Go on one.
Oh, I
Even if
will.
it's just a cruise, they do have cheaper cruises than the music ones.
Right.
That only cost you about 1,500.
Right.
Still gotta fly together.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not that. I definitely will get on one eventually, but it's just not at the top of my priority right now. If that makes
You're
sense.
trying to put out to other business. That's on top of your priority.
Trying to make money first. Forget that. Trying to trying to make money first. But so what would you say? What are some shows you've done in the past year?
This year, just one show I did. A one man show where I bought in a comic. It was filmed in Bermuda, and it's gonna be picked up by a major network. He's gonna do all of that himself, but
Hmm.
we're gonna get the credit that it was filmed in Bermuda. You know,
Okay.
so um, when that's gonna happen, I keep asking him,
He was
guys.
on the he was on the Breakfast Club the other day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
He's
didn't listen
everywhere.
to it, but sorry. Yeah.
Excuse
It's okay.
me. Yeah, he's everywhere. But he's in his sixties.
Really?
He taught D.L. Hewley. He'll tell you,
Hmm.
and D.L. would be like, "Yeah, he took me under his wing."
Okay.
But um, he never really wanted to do movies. He loves comedy, and that's where he
Right.
has built a name for himself and just stayed there.
Hmm. And that was the first time something like that's been done in Bermuda, being filmed for a special. Well,
I won't say that because we filmed in Bermuda. I know because I was driving people just in the taxi. We had one of those reality shows. When you meet some love at first sight or something.
oh really?
Yeah, they was filming at Coral Beach, and yeah, but I know it's one guy and all these girls, or all these girls and one guy,
Oh,
whatever
like
that
The
show is.
Bachelor.
The Bachelor, right?
Okay.
So that was in Bermuda.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm all for anything being filmed in Bermuda
Mhm.
and being seen around the world.
Yes, I agree.
And we've had more other shows besides The Bachelor, the one that I did. There are
You had the housewives. They come down
right.
here a
They
lot.
came
They were here
down.
recently, like 2 months ago, I think.
The Housewives of Paterno or something.
That was a
It
few
was based
years
in New
ago.
Jersey. That was a few years ago.
And then they had one recent. I don't remember. I don't know what show it was, but they were here
Yeah, so
recently.
Bermuda gets
Yeah, they
as a
got the
vacation
reality,
spot.
but I mean, it's not much entertainment. Reality is different, but for
Yeah.
someone to come and do a show and be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna say this was filmed in Bermuda. That's
Well, the music festivals were filmed. Whether they were seen after
afterwards.
Bermuda,
Okay,
I
but
have
those
no
were
idea.
recorded. Okay,
So it's
fair
been a
enough.
lot of entertainment being that has been filmed in Bermuda.
Okay, so who would you say are some of the comedians that you've brought to Bermuda to do shows?
Um, I bought Michael Blackson, uh, Phyllis Yvonne Stickney. She was the 911 operator in Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis. What's that movie? They did a series. Die Hard.
Hmm.
So Die Hard with a Vengeance. Um, she was real popular back then. How I got her, I have no idea. Pierre, he was in the movie Baps. I think he was dating Halle Berry.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, these movies this is a long time ago too.
Before me.
Um, yeah, I mean those would be like the more big name. Oh no, sorry, the biggest one I ever bought was Eddie Griffin.
Okay.
Yeah, that was at South P, and it was the most people ever been. It was 1,400 people up in the
In the amphitheater.
in the Atlantic rooms around the back, around the corner,
Hmm.
big rooms.
Okay.
The line was going out the door. They had to cut it and say, "Yo, no more people can come in here,"
Oh
because
wow.
it became a fire hazard.
Right. Too many people.
Too many people.
Wow.
I was happy. First show I had where I actually made some money. These shows I do now, it's not even about the money because I don't make it.
Right.
It's just about me doing what I love,
Mhm.
bringing comedians to the island where all they do is comedy. Like this is how they make their living,
Mhm.
and they say, yeah, I'll go to Bermuda. Heard about you. Y'all good hosts. I have a whole list of comics that wanna come. I check them out. Some of them ain't funny. So I'm like, yeah, man,
Cause I just heard
I'm
of
gonna
you.
get back. No, because what happens is the guys who I bring and
Mhm.
females as well, they'll post on their social media page.
Mhm.
Other comics will be like, hey, I saw you was in Bermuda. How was it? The best ever.
Hmm.
I didn't have to change my material. They understood everything I said, and the host Nadanja was a great host. I arrived, picked us up at the airport, showed us a nice time. We went clubbing. The people were so friendly.
Hmm.
Did the show. I'm back. I'll definitely go back to Bermuda.
Hmm.
That's what they all tell me.
Right.
You know, other promoters, they'll fly you, put you up in a Motel 6, you know, you got a cockroach coming out of the thing, you know, you're like, nah, I'm not staying here tonight.
Hmm.
You know, I put everybody at Hamilton Princess, like I paid.
Right.
I want to give you that experience,
Right.
you know, but I'm hoping that the shows are packed so that show money could
Could
pay
pay
for
for.
your room and everything else, you know.
Right.
And if I walk away with $1,000 or $2,000, I'm happy
Right.
that because that was $1,000 or $2,000 I didn't have last week.
Right.
So I think like that.
Hmm.
Other comics are like, no way, man, you need to be making like $10,000. Like our theaters are too small.
Yeah. You can't.
City Hall is, you know, and there's always a cost. It's always something. You know, I gotta pay. I have to pay tax, government tax on how much I pay them, how much the room was, and how much the airline ticket costs.
Are you serious?
That's another tax.
Why are you taxing airline tickets and stuff like
Hey
that?
man,
If that's the case, you must say, "Hey, look, just pay for this. I'm not running you your refund, because then you're not paying for it, right?"
yeah, but what if they ain't got the money? Because all
Well,
they do is
yeah,
do comedy. So
yeah.
um,
When you put it that way, yes. But
some rooms are only
still, though,
paying
why is
$100. Some rooms will pay these guys $200. But in a week, they try to work at least a minimum of 3 or 4 nights a week
mm-hmm.
and try to make $400 or $500.
Right.
You know, comedy is coming up as far as paying. When I used to do comedy in these states, they was only paying $75.
For sure.
You're on stage for 15 minutes, so some guys will be like, "Look, I'm gonna go do this 6 o'clock show. I'm gonna go over here do a 8 o'clock show. Then I'm gonna go over here and do this 10 o'clock show."
Hmm.
So
And
in
that's
that one
all.
night, you made $225, but you worked hard.
Yeah, very hard. That's interesting.
You know, so until you make it, it's no money.
Right. You
You
just
know,
gotta
it's no
stay
money.
persistent. And
So anybody I bring to Bermuda is funny and they're grateful.
hmm.
And if they're not coming. I refuse.
I don't blame you, because it's like it's also like if you're running a business, you're selecting your clientele, so to say. You don't want you're being very specific of who you want, and that's basically what it sounds like you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at the end of
My
the day,
name's attached still.
exactly.
So, you know, you don't have to know the comics. Come because it's my birthday show and I'm gonna be on stage. I'm gonna make you laugh.
Right.
And then I have some others that do this for a living,
Mhm.
and you know, they're gonna make you laugh too. So when people
Right.
leave, they're like, "Yo, man, that show was hot.
Mhm.
When is Ace Girl coming back?"
Mhm.
I'm like, "She can't come back no time soon. She's gotta wait 7 years
Why 7 years?
because that's just what I do."
You make each person wait 7 years.
Yeah, if they want to come back, you gotta wait 7 years because I don't want people to get bored of them.
Okay. When you put it that way. So
So
when they
if I
come
bring
back, it's like
somebody,
a real
if
treat.
I bring somebody in 2020, which I didn't because it was COVID, but if somebody came in 2020 and they wanted to come back, I'm not gonna bring you back in 2022.
Hmm.
For me, I think it's too soon.
Okay.
And if you don't like the way that I think or how I move, then hey, hey.
That's a you problem.
Yeah,
uh,
don't take on my issues. That's
hmm.
my issue.
That's funny.
But you know, I would always bring everybody back. Always.
Right.
If you was good and we had a good relationship, geez, in that time span of 7 years, you may have blown up.
Mhm.
And so I reach out to you and say, look, what's the chance of you coming to Bermuda now? Like, how much is it gonna cost me? Last time I paid you $600. They're like, yeah, ain't no 600 now. And then you know, because of the relationship, you could say, well, look, I'll come. Let's not put nothing really on social media because my agent's gonna want to cut. When they
Hmm.
get to that level, it's just agent talk.
Right. Okay.
So you can't even you can talk to them, but you know it's like yeah I can't even my agent does everything
Mhm.
and they have the agent so that the agent gets them working and the agent gets a cut.
Right.
You just sit back and just your agent says hey you're booked on this day this day this day.
And you just
Oh I
show
wanted
up.
to go see my family that weekend. Well, do you want to see your family or do you want to make $20,000? I ain't gotta make the 20,000.
Mm-hmm. Literally. So when you do your shows, do you have sponsors? Like, how does that work?
I try. I um I never know who to go to.
Hmm.
You know, I never know who to go to. So I always struggle in the sponsorship department. But you know, I ask for uh, as much as like $500. You know, if I could get 10 businesses or 10 people at $500, that
Mm-hmm.
will help.
Okay.
You know, because up front I pay for everything out of my pocket.
Right.
You know, so I save, and I say, okay, I've got enough money saved up to take care of the plane tickets and the work permits, and then after that, I hope that the show sells out so that I can cover their the hotel room and to
Mm-hmm.
pay them.
Right.
Comes
Okay.
out of ticket money
Okay. And the venue.
and the venue.
Hmm.
Mm, mm, mm.
And the venue.
And the security that comes with the venue. But I
Hmm.
could do security myself because I do 20 push-ups on the night of the show in case something goes wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they know how to get you. Trust and believe. Security. How much? How much security? How much is it an hour? Oh man, I'm not.
And
As
security's
secure,
like
hey,
$30 an hour.
as security's there doing what they do. Guess what? I look at it like this: it's a job for somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, in the times that we're living in, I would really like for everybody in Bermuda, if you want to be employed, be employed.
Yeah.
Some people are just lazy, and some people don't want to do certain jobs, and I get it. I
Mm-hmm.
do get it, but you know, hey man, if you don't just sit on your butt and do nothing,
Right.
try and do something.
At least try.
Yeah,
Um. What was I gonna say? Do you put on shows outside of Bermuda or only here? No.
I don't put on no shows outside of Bermuda.
Okay. Is that
Uh,
something that you wanted to do and you tried, or you just no?
nah, I've never even really thought about it because I know how much they get paid over there
Hmm.
as a comic. You know, so to figure out the venue, yeah, maybe it's something I'll research and maybe work with somebody else
Right.
that's already there.
Okay.
That way, if it's any clauses, because I'm a part of it, you know,
Right.
maybe I could just help with the talent, whatever else, and we just split the money.
Right. Clearly. All right. Is there anything that we haven't discussed that you'd like to talk about?
Pornhub.
What about it?
No, I'm just playing. I am just playing.
Uh.
No, but yeah, man, life is good. You know, it can always be better, but I'm one to whatever you speak, it can and will come to fruition if you believe it.
Hmm.
And that's my mantra. You know, like,
Mhm.
you know, so it's, I always like to, it took me a long time to do it, but to just speak positively, even if I'm having a bad day, I always say that I'm sitting at my desk, I'm going to have a great day today.
Mhm.
And really, I am not in the mood because I probably got drunk the night before because it was my boy's birthday. And I'm like, I'm too ill for this, man. The recovery is 2 days. It ain't one day no more. I'm not 20 no more. You know, it's a 2 day recovery. So, you know, I sit at my desk and I'm like, today is going to be a great day. It really is. If somebody pulls out in front of me and I'm driving, then you know what? Today is going to be a good day.
Mhm.
After I put some F's in them for doing that, because now I'm slam brakes.
Right.
But, you know, hey, today's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day, man. Yeah, it just has to be.
Okay. So what's some advice that you give to? Sorry, let me start that again. What advice would you give to 18-year-old you on what you're doing now?
18-year-old me,
Mhm.
from what I'm doing now, man, move.
Move.
Because at 18, I wanted to do bigger things. I wanted to be in movies, and the only way that's going to happen, you have to live in that environment.
Mhm.
So it's either moving to the UK and doing theater there and trying to make a name for yourself there,
Mhm.
or go to the States and figure something out and make it work You know, back then I was on an I-20. I was on a visa.
Right.
You know, so I could have worked my
Done
way
that.
in to do something. You know,
Right.
but me always had play on my mind.
Mm.
Play, play, play,
Okay.
and not focused enough. So the advice would be, if it's something that you want to do, you gotta do it. Move if you're gonna prosper outside of Bermuda
Right.
in that field
Okay.
of entertainment.
I agree. Because I feel like that's where I'm at now. It's like, yes, I want to stay here, but at the same time, for podcasting, Bermuda's not developing fast enough for it, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So it's like, I want to build my name here first before I move anyway. So that's why I'm sticking, well, I'm trying to do mostly local artists. I'm starting this local meetup for entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
Just so I can start building my name here, because at the end of the day, as long as I continue to network here, people here know people away. So that can help me transition
Hmm.
somewhere else, you know? So, but at the same time, I also feel like that's what Bermuda needs. I feel like, yes, you have different things for entrepreneurs, but you don't have that too many options for people that are doing creative stuff as entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You have it for brick and mortar businesses, but for something like a podcast or a YouTube channel or stuff like that, you don't. It's not that much support or ways to really generate income in Bermuda doing that.
Hmm.
But if you're outside of Bermuda, someone cut you a check for $10,000 real fast. You don't even have to have 10,000 subscribers
Yeah.
or 10,000 viewers, anything like
Yeah.
that.
It's Bermuda
So
is
it's
hard when it comes to any form of entertainment,
yeah,
any form, and to be paid what you're worth.
exactly.
Because
That's
I've
it.
had some challenging times where
Hmm.
I tell somebody, "Oh, you want me for that? Yeah, it's gonna be $300." And people say, "Oh, that."
$300.
And they would say, "Oh, that."
$300 is
And you want me to
nothing
perform for half an hour? I'm gonna tell you right now. I tried to bring Kevin Hart to Bermuda. They told me $900,000
for him to come here.
for him to come here and to perform for 1 hour. 1 hour.
A meal.
900. So I said, "Well, listen. Can you give me a price off of, let's say 5 to 7 thousand people?" They said, "Listen, buddy, I don't care how many people come. It's nine." I was like, "Listen, we don't have uh,
A stadium.
a stadium, a basketball arena that can hold 60,000 people. Give
Right.
me a price off of these numbers that I'm giving you."
Hmm.
He says, "All right, you didn't hear me. 900,000, because he needs his money too.
Right. Yeah. That's mercy.
He wants his 10 or 15% of
Hmm.
what he makes. So that
Exactly.
900,000 is making $90,000.
Hmm.
90 just to book a show. Make a call. You want Kevin Hart? 900,000. Got a deal? Cool. Need 500 up front deposit. It's yeah, man. Yeah, no. That's me going in the hole.
Yeah. Literally.
Just having the conversation.
Hmm.
You're in the hole.
Yeah.
But in Bermuda, artists just don't get paid what they're worth. For somebody like myself, I work hard at what I do.
Yes, you
I don't
do.
just wake up and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna do a show tonight." No, man. I could be in conversations. I say something funny. I gotta go to my phone, and when nobody's looking, create a quick voice note so that I remember it later, because I
Hmm.
don't forget,
Right.
right? But then I work on it,
Mm.
and then I put it on stage. Because
So,
it's not about writing anymore.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I didn't have a phone back then. Probably had a, I think I had my first Nokia when I worked for DHL.
I remember the Nokias.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was before I had a BlackBerry.
Hmm.
BlackBerry didn't come till later.
Yeah, Motorola was before that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm happy with my Samsung, and I'm happy that I could just go to voice note and hit start,
And say
talk
what you want
into
to
it,
say.
and say stop, and then the next day I listen to it. I'm like, what the hell was I talking about?
Right. Like, how can I use this in something? So, oh man, I just had something else gonna say.
But yeah, it's different.
Would you consider putting your comedy on YouTube as a to
Hmm.
generate another source of income?
I have two things out there now. Like if you type my name in, you'll see the two things. Not necessarily,
Yeah.
because some comics will steal your jokes. And so
Mm.
let's say, and I found this out when I used to perform in the States. A guy took one of my jokes, and when I came to perform at the same venue as him because he didn't know he didn't think that I would be
Come.
traveling.
Hmm.
The guy from Bermuda doing comedy. I'm gonna take his jokes. He ain't coming to the States. I show up.
He
I
took all
see
your
the
jokes.
guy doing the, not all of it, but he
Okay.
took this one joke and he came off stage and I'm like, hey man, how you doing, man? My name is Nadanja. He says, hey, Nadanja? Yeah, Nadanja from Bermuda. Hey, yeah, man, that's my joke. Like, you know?
Hmm.
And so that was one last joke that I had in my repertoire to tell.
Right. Because someone else took it.
You know?
What about on TikTok or social media in general?
I'm not even on TikTok.
No, I mean I'm barely on it myself, but
I don't
people,
have a
I
TikTok
don't,
account.
because I feel like that could be a way that you generate more income. I know you're saying you're not doing it for the money, but this is something that you can make passively.
I mean,
If
I
that makes
thought about
sense.
stripping, you know? Like everybody. Like Bermuda has
Strip clubs.
no strip clubs.
No.
I might
Why?
even be
Why
an
is that?
escort
Why is that?
because we're too conservative, you know?
Hmm.
Sex, drugs, and alcohol, that's where the money's at.
Like, most definitely.
So, you know, hey, no matter where you go in the world, there's always drugs, there's always alcohol, and
Mhm.
there's always some form of sex.
Mhm.
So, you know, hey, yeah, there used to be a show on HBO called Gigolos. It was males in Vegas and women. This one episode I really loved. This woman made a whole lot of money, ran her own company, but she's too busy for a relationship. So she would call the escort service and get a and all she wanted was to just cuddle.
Hmm.
She didn't want nothing else.
Hmm.
Paid this guy $1,500 just to cuddle. And I'm like, I could do that. I can cuddle. I could use $1,500
Exactly.
to cuddle. You call me cuddler. You call me Cuddy. Cuddy. Cuddy.
Uh, that is true. So what's next for you? And yeah, what's next for you?
Next is whenever somebody calls, you know, and I'll be there. So I also DJ as well. So my life is busy DJing at different events. Um, so with the DJing, the karaoke, being asked to host whatever, or just do a commercial for a particular business,
Mhm.
um, it's not as I mean, the DJ and the karaoke is steady. The other entertainment is not as steady as it used to be, but I'm happy with my life. I'm
Mhm.
very happy with my life.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Happy with it. What would you say to your future self 5 years from now? So I'm gonna send you whatever it is that you're saying right now in 5 years time.
Congratulations, you made it.
Made it doing what?
Just doing what I love, which is putting
Okay.
a smile on people's faces.
Okay.
That is something that I never want to stop doing.
Hmm.
I want to do comedy until I can't talk anymore. So these two shows that I do every year, I want to consistently do them. I want Nadanja's birthday comedy show to be something that people who have been to one to say, Nadanja's birthday has got to be coming up soon. I can't wait to go to the show. Like I
Hmm.
want that type of enthusiasm when people think about Nadanja and his birthday.
Okay.
You know,
So with your birthday shows, what do you who is your demographic that usually shows up? Like the age
all my
demographic.
friends and or people that like and follow Nadanja. So it'll be the age group would be like from 25 to 60,
Okay.
maybe even 70.
Okay. So do you feel that you can tap into the younger crowd, like below 25? Because at the end of the day, that's the future, right?
Yeah.
So.
Um, it'll be nice. I don't know if
Mhm.
I've actually reached them yet. You know,
Okay.
I mean, you got to remember the drinking age is 18. So
Right.
to come to these two shows, you got to be 18
Hmm.
because of the language. I don't tell the comics that come in, oh, it's a clean show, so don't use any profanity.
Ah. Okay.
No, I need you to be free in your act to do whatever it is I saw that I found funny and
Mhm.
bring it to my people.
Okay.
You know, comedy is about freedom of speech.
Mhm.
You know, it's not about holding back.
Right.
Not in a club and not in the theater.
Hmm.
Nah. say what's on your mind, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
And lastly, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see myself happy, and I see myself still entertaining and better than what I was when I first started. I
Hmm.
always want to one up myself. I
Right.
always want to be better. So
Okay.
the strive to be better is always there.
Hmm.
So this year, I'm gonna be good, but next year I'm gonna be better. And in
Okay.
5 years, I'm gonna be better, better.
Yes. Yes, you will be.
Yeah, bet your boots.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
um, are you black?
Yes, I'm
Are
black.
you a criminal?
No, I'm not a criminal.
Bang, that's it. That's all I wanted to know.
All right. Thank you, Nadanja, for coming through for yet another podcast episode. Sorry, I said that also wrong. Thank you, Nadanja, for coming through to the Black Accents Club podcast. I appreciate you being here, and hopefully we can get you here and your comics here before your show for your birthday this year.
Come on. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
All right.